Good morning, students. Welcome to another lesson with Mr. Kennett. So I have combined the next two chapters of Chapter 7. This is going to be 7.3 and 7.4, and you're going to notice it's really similar to what we have already done. So go ahead and pause here and copy down what you see. Okay, welcome back, students. So we are learning today how to add and subtract linear expressions. And our essential question today is, how do we add or subtract linear expressions? And these are the same exact steps from your 7.2 note where we learned how to simplify algebraic expressions. Because when you add or subtract linear expressions, you are simplifying the expression. So I have this little question here to remind ourselves for our example problem. What number is invisible directly in front of the parenthesis? And what I meant was those first two parentheses. So what number is invisible right here in front of that parenthesis? And what number is right there in front of this one? Yeah, you're right. It's the number 1 here. And this is the number -1. Okay, so just like in 7.2, we're starting to learn this sequence of steps for simplifying algebraic expressions. And again, this is going to be the same steps from when we start solving equations in the next chapter. So step 1 is always to use the distributive property. So we're going to distribute on each of these. 1 times 5x is 5x. And 1 times +1 is +1. Now, many of you thought that was a waste of time. But what we just did was distributed that invisible 1 in front of the parenthesis, and the distributive property makes the parentheses go away. So on the second one, we're distributing a negative, and remember that's actually a -1, so -1 times 6x is -6x, and -1 times -4 is +4. And then on the third parenthesis, we're just distributing a 2. And it's 2 times 7x, that's plus 14x. And 2 times -5, which is -10. Sorry, that's rolling over a little there. Okay, now step 2. Step 2 of the problem is to combine our like terms. And again, I started showing a skill to help organize this step. If you need help, you don't have to do this every time. We're going to try and do this in our head, but if you're ever struggling, here's another skill. I like to list my like terms. So what is like 5x? Yeah, you're right, -6x, as well as 14x. Notice that minus sign, I'm calling this a -6x, so I don't forget when I'm adding and subtracting. Because when we do combining like terms, it's addition or subtraction, that's it. So 5x plus -6x. Well, actually, I'm not going to combine them yet. Let's actually list my other sequence of like terms. Remember, when we talk about like terms, I'm not talking about the same number. I'm talking about things that have the same variable and the same exponent, and constants are all like each other. So we have a 1, a 4, and a -10. Okay. So we use that, we use that, we use that. And yep, we've used this like term and this one and this one, so I'm crossing them out as I go there. So now I'm going to combine my like terms. 5x plus -6x is -1, and -1x plus 14x gets me 13x. So when I add these three like terms together, I get 13x. And now we got to add our constants together. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus -10 is -5. And that is how we simplify that expression. That's the answer, 13x minus 5. Okay, so notice that's the same exact steps as what we just did on 7.2 for simplifying expressions. Here are some more examples. Yeah, we're going to do number 1 together, and we're going to leave number 2 for class. So pause right here and copy down what you see. Okay, welcome back. I really hope you left some space for these problems. Whenever we're adding or subtracting linear expressions, it's the same as simplifying the expression. And step 1 would be use the distributive property. So we have this invisible 1 in front here. That gets me -2x times +4. And again, remember, distributing that invisible 1 makes the parentheses go away. This invisible 1 helps get our parenthesis away here, plus 8x minus 4. And I know it's the same exact expression without the parentheses because we distributed the 1's. So that was step 1. And now step 2, combine like terms. We have negative 2x and positive 8x. And when we add negative 2 plus 8, that gets you 6x. If you're struggling on this addition or subtraction, this is chapter 2. And if fractions or decimals show up, that's chapter 3. 4, we use those two terms, so I'm going to cross them out. 4 minus 4. Well, that's 0, so we get 6x plus 0. So 6x plus 0 is just 6x. That's the answer. Okay, so go ahead and copy down what you see for problem 2. You're going to leave a little bit of room, and we're going to get our next problem on here as well. We're going to jump into how to use these problems in geometry. So make sure you've copied down 2. Leave space. One more time. Make sure there's space after problem 2 before you write down that example. We're going to call this example 3. I forgot a number, so let's get one. Again, leave space after problem 2 before you copy this down. But go ahead and pause here to copy down question 3. Okay, welcome back, students. So right now I'm gonna bring us through how to find the perimeter of this object. And this object is a triangle. And what does perimeter mean? If you have forgotten that, we're going to have to remind ourselves, go look up what perimeter means or Google what perimeter means because you got to know that answer first. What does perimeter mean? Yeah, you're right. Perimeter means to add up all the sides. So add up sides. And a triangle has 3 sides, so I'm going to write down an equation for this. It's really simple. Perimeter, and I'm just going to label them sides A, B, and C. Those are the 3 sides of the triangle. Doesn't matter which one's A or B or C. It's just A plus B plus C. So it's as simple as adding up these 3 sides together and combining your like terms. So the perimeter for this shape here, our first side, well, I guess we'll call this side A, is 2x plus 3. And you just write it down as it looks. I'm going to need a little more room, so I'm going to slide this over. Okay. Our second side is this side, and we're substituting into that, so we're adding 9x minus 4. And we're adding these together because that's how you find perimeter. It's add up all the sides. Plus 9x minus 4. So it may have looked scary because we had these expressions on the sides of our triangle, but finding the perimeter is the same skill as when there were numbers. We're going to add up all the sides. And sometimes our sides could have variables in them. So we're still finding the perimeter, and the perimeter equals, well, step 1 is to use the distributive property here. So we're distributing the invisible 1 there. We get 2x plus 3. We're distributing the invisible 1 there, and we get 9x minus 4. And we're distributing that invisible 1, and we get another 9x minus 4. Okay. Second step is to combine our like terms. So our perimeter and our perimeter expression is still going to have an x in it. So don't worry if that still has an x in it. We have like terms, 2x, 9x, and 9x. And 2x plus 9x plus 9x gets us 20x. And now I'm going to combine my constants. 3 plus negative 4 is negative 1. And negative 1 plus negative 4 is negative 5. So our expression for the perimeter of this triangle is 20x minus 5. Now the second part of the example I'm going to leave for class. We have to substitute in a solution for x equals 0.8. And that will help us find our perimeter. So we're going to pause here, write down any questions you have, students. I look forward to helping you through how to simplify algebraic expressions, as well as how to maybe clarify if you're confused on how this is being used in geometry on this triangle or any shapes example. If it asks for perimeter, we just add up all the sides. So yeah, write your questions down. Can't wait to see you soon. I'll talk to you all later.